Hello and welcome to Heart and Hustle, Visionary Healers, Movers, and Shakers. I am your tribal hostess and your transformational lifestyle coach, Paulette Rees-Denis. In this program, I enjoy bringing you these magical change-making entrepreneurs who are bringing healing, inspiration, and love to the world. My desire is to inspire you to step up more fully into your life, into your passions and your dreams, and continue to make beautiful change in our world. You be the change you wish to see. Thank you for joining us. Enjoy our deep and lively conversations. Blessings to you. All right, we are recording. Hello, everybody out there in Heart and Hustle land. Welcome to another episode of Heart and Hustle, Visionary Healers, Movers, and Shakers. I am your tribal hostess, Paulette Rees-Denis. I'm really thrilled to be here today with my longtime friend, right? We've got to figure out how long we've known each other, Amy Sigil from Unmata.
Woo!
Amy's in the house.
I'm thrilled to be here. And I'm in my house and you're in your house. So this is kind of cool. We're like in the houses.
We're in the houses. That's right. Yeah. So great to have you here. Finally. We've been trying to do this for months.
Thank you so much. Months and months.
It's great. It's great. So how are you?
I am so good.
Well, you look fabulous.
So good. Thank you. I feel really good. 2019 already. I've had some like major shifts in my consciousness, I think, and I feel fantastic. I really do.
Nice. Good. Well, you look it. And we were having off camera, we were having a discussion about gray hair.
Yes.
Gotta love it. We work hard for this gray hair, right?
I'm really embracing it. It's rather sexy.
It's absolutely sexy. Yeah.
Yeah.
So good. It's so good. So for those of you who aren't sure what I do, I am, like I said, your tribal hostess. I am your movement motivator and your passion instigator and your transformational lifestyle coach while running a global dance company. And Amy and I go back
20 years, maybe.
20 years? Yeah.
Yeah. It's you for me, 20 years. Me for you, maybe a few years less.
So, and it's so great to have been able to stay connected. You know, sometimes it's years and sometimes it's months and every now and then it's weeks, but it's really nice to still have that beautiful connection with you, Amy. And we've been able to share stages recently, well, not quite so recent, but fairly recently. And that's been really fun too. Really awesome.
Yeah, I really appreciate your presence really on social media too for me, because it's a while before I see you, but honestly, I feel really connected to your journey. I always try to catch Heart and Hustle. One time I watched it, I think I sent you a picture, but I watched it on the side of the freeway while one of our motorcycles was broke down.
Oh my God. No, I did not.
Raven was like doing some motorcycle work and she was like, I think it's going to be like an hour. And I just found this little spot and I watched Heart and Hustle, but I'm really happy that you are so generous with your movement and spiritual journey. It's really important to know you this way, as well as dance, of course.
Well, thank you. Thank you. That means a lot. And, you know, it is, to me, of course, it's all interconnected because it's my life and it's my passion and it's what I give to the world. It's my purpose. And if you hear my dogs, both of them are over there speaking right now.
I just heard that and I thought, what is it?
They're speaking to each other. Grace. Grace. It's okay.
I have dog fever so bad.
Well, you can come over anytime.
I want dogs so bad now, but Raven says I can only have a dog when I can take care of her.
Well, yes. I wonder why that is.
It's not right now. She doesn't want to do one more thing for me.
She's a gem. For those of you out there who aren't familiar with Amy, can you tell us a little bit about your work, your passion, your journey?
Yeah, I am a movement creator as well as a coach when it comes to movement. I'm a director of energies through movement, and I also teach a lot of dance class.
And you've been doing that for how long?
20 years. This year I'm celebrating my 20th year.
Yes.
This year. So that's so special. And of course, I started teaching way before I was ready to be teaching, like most teachers. But it's been amazing this 20 years.
And I remember when you started teaching.
Yes. And this is what's crazy. I was just talking to somebody and I was saying a lot of people who I have envied in the past of their dance careers of starting when they were 3, 4, 5 years old and having these incredible trained careers. I know who I was before dance and who I was after dance. Like a lot of people don't get to know that, but I actually do know what I did before dance and what I did after dance. And dance has made me a better human, really, in every regards. And it's just been such a blessing to stumble into it, you know?
Well, you found your creative power.
Yeah. And
You're,
this group, this community specifically too, this community specifically, I don't know what, actually, that's what I'm saying. I do know where I would be without it. I absolutely do.
yeah. Well, it's true. And because our dance styles, similar yet different, so revolve around the connection and the group, right? It's not about solo dance per se. It's about, they're really having a little conversation here. You'll have to pardon me for 1 second.
Yes.
Okay. So anyway, our dance revolves around that connection and having those people. But Amy, you've always had such a unique vision, and as a dancer, as a choreographer, as an artist, and not everybody can step into that role. A lot of people can be dancers and movers and followers and even leaders and teachers, but there's some people who take the lead further, as you have. And it's been so amazing to watch you unfold over those 20 years into that role and into your global presence and into your success. And I know it hasn't always been easy. So what motivates you?
Thank you for saying all of that. And it's cool too, because I listen to you on Heart and Hustle so much and I just type in, but this is like my own personal Paulette pep talk. I'm really gonna cherish this and possibly play it back when I need to hear it. I definitely am motivated. Oh, there's so many things, but the first thing that pops into my mind is I have 2 daughters and a grandbaby, and almost the second grandbaby month. So I had kids so early. I was 21 when I had my first daughter. And I know that there's a lot of reasons outside of kids, and it feels like such a generically artistic answer to say, but I really do feel motivated for my daughters to know that all of the times that I wasn't with them, I was building something bigger, you know, that I was creating something that was going to inspire them as well. So, I mean, I love to, actually, I don't love to dote over them too much, really. I'm not that kind of mom, but I want to make the work that I have away from my kids so important, so they know that when I was gone for 2 months doing this work, that it was feeding this giant love. I guess I'm motivated by love. It was creating this giant love factory that goes around, and I come home so fulfilled that I just feel so strong for these girls. Tangerine's about to have her second baby, and I talked to her yesterday and she said, "Mom, I'm not worried about it. I don't even know if you're going to make it. It's going to be so fast," she said. And I said, "I'm only an hour and 15 minutes away." And she's like, "I don't know. I'm going to have this baby." And this confidence motivates me a lot. And this big work, I think I'm motivated by all this love that happens in movement, most of all. And then deadlines. Let's be deadlines are good, you know. You start getting paid for what you love and then you have to do it and
Yeah.
you do even more.
And you have to do it by tomorrow.
Yeah. Maybe I'm motivated by the roof over my head.
That's a good thing to be motivated by and
Yeah.
grateful for, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it revolves around motivation and gratitude.
Yeah. But I'm definitely not always motivated like most people, of course. I think people see me as a very motivated person, but I'm pretty mellow. I'm not a perfectionist. I don't just like stress over or whether it was, I literally have said millions of times out loud to Unmata, it's fine. It's fine. What about this? It's fine. I'm not a perfectionist at all. I prefer to sleep until 9:30, have coffee for a while, then cram whatever I'm supposed to do in. You know, I wish I honestly had a little bit more pure motivation, but I think a lot of it comes from work ethic, showing up. I don't think I'm brilliant by any means. I think I really do show up.
Well, I might beg to differ on that, but
No, there's some serious holes in my reasoning sometimes.
you know, it's to stand up and own what you do as an artist, I think takes a lot of heart and a lot of vulnerability. And you've definitely put yourself out on stage. So actually, for those of you who don't know, so Amy has a dance troupe called Unmata that you've had for
15 years.
15 years. And many of the same women still dance with you. Is that correct still?
Yeah, no turnover, same four. We just hit 11 years.
Yeah.
With the same four. It's just crazy.
Yeah, that's beautiful. So there's a lot of connection. There's a lot of creativity. There's a lot of trust. Yeah. And a lot of success.
Yes. They're so great.
And so what's been hard?
Hard is
wait, so you have a studio, right?
Yes.
You have a studio in Sacramento and you tour the world, and which we've both been so fortunate to be able to do.
Yeah, special.
So amazing. And you teach classes when you're home?
No more
classes. Okay. So you have people teaching for you.
Yes.
Yeah.
Really, the studio's kind of its own app now. I've stepped away from a lot of responsibility in the last couple of years. Kind of started in 2013. I had this super emotional breakdown in a hotel room with my daughter Plum and started working on changing some things. And it took me 2 years to make changes of finishing up contracts, working with how I needed the studio to run. And I don't know if you remember, but I sold everything and I bought a truck and trailer and I toured the US for 1 year without working.
I remember I saw you and you were just about to go.
Yeah.
I thought you were going on your motorcycle though.
I did that too.
Okay.
Yeah. Then I came home and I parked the truck and trailer and I got on the motorcycle and was gone for months as well.
You know, I think a lot of people don't really realize what it takes to be not only a teacher, but a performer and an entertainer and to travel like that.
Yeah. I mean, and being your best self all the time is really exhausting.
Yeah. And emotionally draining.
Yeah.
And I mean, I love the travel. I loved going, to Australia for a month and New Zealand and Europe and whatever. And it was great, but man, and then sometimes you just want to be home.
Yeah. It was 2 years. And then I totally hit that wall and I was like, I have to come home, but I have to learn not to run away, which is what I was doing before in a good way. I made all the little steps so I could run away for a while, but now the studio, I don't teach there at all. I have a lot of great friends and teachers that I admire that teach there, but it's a live workspace. So I actually rented out the live space because I used to live there, but now a woman named Alicia lives there and she's a painter and she gets really good deal on rent and she pays what the studio doesn't make every month. So sometimes it's really great. Sometimes it's not as great, but it's still a great place for her. So I'm kind of like not responsible for the studio right now at all, even financially, which is amazing. I don't have to worry if there's enough rentals or enough this, because I have Alicia there to kind of cushion it. So I think I found a way to like hold my space, but step back a little bit, because the studio was hard for sure. The studio
Well,
was really,
I closed mine.
and your studio was sick. Mine's like a living room in comparison.
Yeah.
You had going on there.
It was great. It was fantastic for 8 years. It was amazing. It's actually still there, but it's not mine. It's not run by me.
Is it a dance studio still?
It is a dance studio. It's changed owners 2 other times since me. The woman who runs it now is fantastic. And I even teach there now and then.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. So it was kind of full circle. But, you know, you got to give things up. You got to continue. You got to move on. You got to grow.
Yeah.
Otherwise, what happens?
Yeah, exactly. And I think in the beginning, you just say yes to everything. And then you start being like, okay, I don't have to say yes to everything. And this business, they book you so early. It's crazy. I mean, I do not like that I can tell you what I'm doing November of 2020.
Right.
November 13th of 2020. I could tell you what I'm doing. Like, this is the one thing about this job. And I might even say the only thing that really kills me is this kind of planning, because I have kids who have babies and people get sick and end up in the hospital and things like that. And I just last minute trips to the river, you know, I have to like schedule my river trips.
So I'm not doing that anymore.
Oh, tell me, I need it.
Well, I do have a summit coming up in October in Hawaii. So that's as far as I am.
Oh, how nice.
But I've really stepped back from teaching. I do a lot of online stuff now, though, which I really love.
Yeah, and working at home, then that's so good.
Yeah. So most of the traveling I do now is in my little vintage trailer with my husband.
I love that so much.
And my dogs. My dog.
Yeah. What are you pulling the trailer with right now?
GMC Sierra. 1500.
Oh,
1500 is all we need.
Yeah, we did the 1500 Dodge Ram.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And we're actually selling one of them right now.
I thought I actually looked at it.
Mm.
At Amy Sigil, because right now I also got my eye on a 1957 Chevy pickup truck.
No, I want that.
Yeah.
Actually, I want a 1957 Bel Air station wagon, Nomad.
We could be right beside each other. I had one in high school and I let her go when I had Tangerine, and I wish I wouldn't have done that, but no, I can't have your trailer too, but I looked at it.
Because we're going to get another one, but you know.
Yeah.
But anyway, that's the point, is that I'm going to be 62 this year, Amy. You're just a young baby at 45.
Look, I got so much left.
Yeah. I mean, it's so good. I have so much left.
Yeah.
But priorities shift, and I don't want to teach 20 classes a week anymore.
Oh.
No, you know, and travel every weekend and all that. But what's so great is that, and like you found an alternative. You found ways to pass things on. And that's been a thing that I've been working on forever, is how to pass it on.
Yeah.
How to retain the legacy and the integrity, the professionalism and the joy.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, there's that whole blend of pleasure and business. And I have beautiful women all around the world who are my master teachers and my certified teachers and all my different levels. And I'm just doing another teacher training online with my tribal grooves, which I'm really excited about. And, you know, so it's just the next step in entrepreneurship, in leadership.
Yeah.
And how to pass it on with integrity.
Yeah, absolutely. I totally agree. And being creative, trying to find those ways.
Yeah. And, you know, for someone like you who's put down, well, you have your certification program.
Yes.
And how are you doing that online yet? Or are you doing it all in person?
No, I'm still doing it all in person right now.
Talk.
Yeah, that's something to think about.
But you do have to, if you are loving what you're doing and you want it to remain and you want it to continue, and you also want to, what's the word? Remain the figurehead,
Right.
uh, and also make money off of what you've done.
Yeah, I would like to work.
Yeah.
I would definitely like to work for at least the next 30 years. And I don't have a retirement.
Right.
So I would like to work for as long as I can in the most minimal ways that I can.
Yeah. So you can take that pickup and that trailer.
Exactly. And I just bought a Jeep too. So
How
I've
many
been on,
motorcycles do you have?
I have four right now. But I'm looking to sell my little 69. I have a little classic 69 that just never sees the light of day because I have these beautiful Harleys. And
I had a Harley, right?
I remember talking about that. You used to ride a lot.
Yeah, I did.
So awesome. It was a Sportster?
It was a sporty. It was 88.
Yes.
I bought it in brand new. And
Nice.
I had it when I still lived in the Bay Area, and then I brought it up to Portland and just didn't ride it much up here.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm on the Road King right now, the anniversary edition. It's a giant bagger. But then I also have this really awesome Mean Streak, Kawasaki Mean Streak. That's really fun too.
Hey,
Yeah.
right on. But so you do enjoy yourself. You do things that you love. And
Yes,
that's
I'm probably more motivated than I am, but I'm actually really motivated to live life too. I do not throw myself in the studio from 6 a.m. till 8 p.m. hating everything that I do. No, absolutely not. I do little things here. Yesterday, I worked 2 hours on really mediocre choreography, and I felt really great about it, to tell you the truth. Because I thought it was the start. Like, Raven's like, how was your work? And I looked at it in retrospect, and it's really kind of this boring lyrical phrase. But this morning, instead of being like, oh, that really sucks, you're never going to make anything great, I really thought, great start. If I can give it 2 more hours today, this is going to be even better than yesterday.
nice.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm finding lots of time right now to enjoy things.
So what else do you do to take care of yourself?
Well, I definitely love anything physical. I'm kind of a physical junkie that way. I love to go on a run. I have this great routine. You love to run too?
Oh yeah,
Me
every
too.
day.
Yeah, I love to go on a run. It makes me feel so good. I've been working with Ashley Lopez in
Mm-hmm.
Portland. She
Yes.
has a little routine she came up with for me that's really helping me with some hip issues that I'm having. So that's been really great. I love to have a really good breakfast. I love the bathhouse. I love the outdoors, kids, and I try not to have much schedule when I'm at home. Like, I really do get to do what I want for the day, and hopefully I make pretty good choices.
Nice.
I like that freedom because, like I said, I just don't like knowing what I'm going to, all that scheduling. It's just crazy, years in advance.
Oh, but so there you go. So how have you seen changes in the global dance world?
Yeah, so crazy to think about that. I think a lot of things. The most positive thought that comes to mind right away is that I think that fusion belly dancers are falling so much in love with dance that it is spreading out to the larger dance community.
Mm,
A lot of people that started in belly dance that wouldn't have cross-trained before are now very into taking contemporary classes, taking lyrical classes, doing circus arts, adding poi, like all these things that I think that people would say is like going so far in belly dance fusion. But I think what's really happening is that it's just filtering into dance. Like, if you're a dancer, you're a dancer. Then you study other forms of dance, you do other forms of dance. So I kind of feel like this tribal fusion, quote unquote, genre is kind of filtering into a lot of other dance spaces right now. I
Mm.
think the negative side of that is that we're not getting a lot of new people.
Mm.
I work with a lot of people I've known for 20 years, most of the time still. So there's not a lot of new people in my workshops anyway, and things like that. So I think that although it still feels really strong from the people who love it, I think it is dwindling in population a little bit, but I also think that our dance community is getting wider. So you could think about it as getting smaller, or you can think about it as getting really big,
Hmm.
you
I
know?
wonder. I wonder if a lot of other people are seeing that there aren't a lot of new people or younger people, because I hadn't actually heard that before.
Yeah, I don't think there's a lot of new people or younger people. Right now, we're all working in the same generation, really, you know? So that's kind of interesting. But also, maybe it's because I'm teaching more advanced work in my genre. So maybe I wouldn't see new people, but I really don't see new people popping up. It's a lot of people that I've known for a really long time.
Right. A lot of people still doing it,
Yeah,
which is also awesome.
which is also awesome. And I know a lot of people who are really cross training right now. I was just having a conversation with a dancer that was like, I love belly dance, but I'm in love with bachata. And I think belly dance is a gateway drug to dance. And I think when people start to belly dance, usually, not usually, a lot of times they're not dancers,
Hmm.
you
Right.
know? So all of a sudden it's like this gateway drug to dance for them, you know? So eventually we're going to lose people just to the bigger world of dance.
But what have you seen with your students over the years? What what is rewarding for you?
Friendships, connection and friendships. I really feel like I have just made the best connections. Also, research and improvisation. You and I both have done so much research, like decades of research on group improvisation and what works and what doesn't work. So I think that there's a real artistic uh, side that I've gotten from it, but really personally, it's these friendships. The teachers that I work with now, I've just worked with forever, you know, speaking a language that's without words and only movement, it just makes you so tight. It makes you so tight. Yeah, connections. I think that's the biggest for me.
It's kindred spirit,
Yeah.
like-minded soul, and it doesn't even matter, age, size, color,
No.
background.
Inspiring conversations at like 2 o'clock in the morning, you know, those kind of things. It's the best.
Nice,
It's the
nice.
best. All those artistic people in our lives. And then, of course, to surround my girls by some of this stuff, them going to Tribal Fest, things like that. It's just so special. Like, we don't even know. Carrie and I always say one day when we're old ladies, we're going to sit on the porch and we're just going to cry and cry and cry and cry. Because right now, we don't have time. Right now, nobody has time to just sit around crying all day about how special and beautiful things are. But yeah, yeah. I guess maybe I better make that time. I got to schedule it in my calendar.
Yeah, I think so. I think we don't want to lose what's really present today. We can get rushed around and rushed around. And I think that's part of what happened with me was I got so full
Yeah.
that I couldn't see,
Yeah.
and it's like, I got to stop. I got to go away. I'm going to the woods.
Well, I was going to say that's when you ran to the farm,
Yeah,
right?
that's when I bought a farm and
Yeah.
had goats and chickens and dogs and a vegetarian wine bar while I was traveling around the world. Okay. So a little obsessed.
What time do you get up in the morning?
5. But I don't stay up late anymore.
What time do you go to bed?
10, 11.
10. Well, I mean, I do go to bed around 11, but I'm still getting up at like 9.
And we'll see, and I don't sleep much anyway. I think I actually woke up at 3 this morning and I laid in bed till 5. Not preferable, but that's another story. But yeah, I mean, I'm just a morning person. But there was a time when I taught every night, and then I'd have rehearsal until 11.
Yeah.
And then we'd go out for dinner, you know?
Yeah, this is my battle right now. I'm trying to do two things. I'm trying to, one, not do dessert Monday through Friday. And I know that this seems ridiculous, but this is where I have to start. I'm not even talking sugar. I'm just talking like dessert. If I would have it for dessert, I can't have it Monday through Friday. This week was Tuesday through Friday because I screwed it up on Monday. And I'm trying not to eat after 5 p.m.
Whoa.
Yeah. This is not
Because
working.
why?
Well, a couple things. The first thing is really one thing. I've just battled with addictions my whole life. We've talked about this before. And I have traded one addiction for the other since I was like 14 years old. And since I stopped when I went from cocaine to Adderall, I was making this interesting shift of how I was going to save my sinuses from doing all of the coke and taking all of the Adderall. And I thought it was kind of a harm reduction. And I guess for me, it was kind of a harm reduction. But when I look at it now, I'm kind of like, ooh, those are real baby steps, like real baby steps. And then when I stopped doing Adderall, and really this is the most sober I've ever been in my life, I started to look at my next addiction that I care about. Quitting. There's some addictions I won't even talk about, like they're off the table completely. But I noticed my addiction to sugar is so bad, and it lights up the same part of your brain as amphetamines do. So of course I'm addicted to sugar. Like this is just the next thing for me to have like a dopamine at all times to get any work done, like I'd have to do a line of coke before I started this, or I'd have to get this, or maybe I'm going to go get an extra shot of whatever, because I have to do something before I get to that spot. So I've been looking at sugar, and my parents are really addicted to sugar as well.
Yeah.
Mostly my mom, and we kind of grew up with it, Midwest diet. And every night I would have dessert. Every night I would have dessert. And this is not like a piece of dark chocolate and blackberries. This is like fucking cake. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah. Well, that is kind of that Midwest.
Yes.
Or maybe it's the older generation.
Yeah, I love it. It makes my brain light up right now.
See, but I don't hardly do any sugar.
See, and it's very addictive. So the more you get off of sugar, the easier it is. But right now I'm just trying to do Monday through Friday, no sugar. So mostly it's about addictions that I'm kind of working with some harm reduction. Right. And then of course I'm not as physically active as I was 10 years ago. My metabolism is changing, and I want to do the right thing in my diet, and I want to feel light during the day and light at night when I go to bed, and maybe waking up earlier in the morning because I didn't eat dinner at 10:30 at night.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah. That definitely created havoc with my gut way back in those days. And I ended up going gluten-free and vegetarian.
Yeah. And see, I'd like to do this before my body freaks out.
Right. Yeah.
I'm adapting.
I think that's great. Congratulations. And many blessings to you for overcoming those addictions.
Well, we're still working on it.
But that's
it is a constant
really
battle.
huge. And it's really, thank you for sharing that, because I think it's really important to talk about it and for other people to hear about it.
Yeah, absolutely. And people need to know that there are a lot of successful people that battle drugs.
Yeah.
And there are a lot of non-successful people that are absolutely drug-free. And this is not a way to judge people, is by their addictions.
Yeah. But to want to feel good in your body. And you know me, that I talk about that all the time, especially as a coach. That's one of the first things we work on is self-care. And I mean, ultimately we are here to feel good. That's it. Bam.
Yeah.
That's it.
That's it.
So how do we treat ourselves? I mean, and here with us as dancers, our bodies are our medium.
Yeah.
And if our bodies aren't working, man, it ain't gonna work.
Yeah. And it's for real when it's not working.
Yeah. I mean, I just went through a serious back injury last year, and it scared the hell out of me. I had to quit dancing for 6 months.
Wow.
I didn't know if I was ever going to be able to walk again. I mean,
Oh,
it was just horrendous,
that is terrible.
Um, but we do need to take care of ourselves and to get support and to acknowledge what you are doing and going through is huge, Amy. That's really amazing. It's
Thank
really
you.
amazing that you can be public about that, and get support, but also give support.
Yeah, well, I think you have to be strong enough to give it, right? Otherwise, you're just a wreck walking around the world. You can't offer anything.
Yeah, so good. Well, many blessings and no sugar to Amy.
No sugar. Yeah, like I said, I screwed up on Monday. It's because Saturday,
No
Sunday,
one send Amy chocolate.
yeah, no one gave me chocolate. And I knew I should have thrown away that cake on Sunday night because I can have dessert on Saturday and Sunday. So I had cake and I didn't finish it. And I felt really good about that.
Oh,
I put it in the refrigerator.
no, out of the house.
And then I told David, I said, I didn't want to waste it. And she said, you don't want to waste drugs. You don't want to waste drugs. You want to waste your poison, you know? And I'm like, no, I don't. She said, we have to be okay wasting poison. So yeah, but I only bought one piece of cake, but I didn't finish it, but I did finish it on Monday.
And now you're good. Now you're sugar free.
Now I'm working on Tuesday, Wednesday, and today's Thursday. So I only have to make it 2 more days.
But do you notice a change?
Oh, I definitely notice a change. And also it gets easier. Every day gets easier.
Mm-hmm.
For sure. And then I do have little tricks. If it's really bad, I have cocoa flavored rice cakes in the cupboard, which to me is not dessert at all. But I can have those really throwing a tantrum.
That's good. That's good.
I'll
It's the placebo effect of some sort.
Yeah. I think it's because, you know, I smoke a lot of weed. So it's really hard to smoke so much weed and not get the munchies. It is. And it's a battle between mental health and munchies. And at some point, your mental health.
Oh, Amy, you got a rule, man.
Yeah, right? So take it as far as you can.
Oh, wow. All right. So what a great conversation. Is there any words of wisdom you'd like to impart on our viewers?
Oh, I would really love to encourage people to act locally in kindness right now. I think that there's a lot of overwhelming factors where we feel very small in the bigger picture and we feel like we can't do things. And I think we forget that what is right outside of your door is equally as important, and to be kind to those around you and to go out of your way to do acts of kindness without recognition is so important. That poor lady who has to work at the drugstore all day right now, you know, like just those little things. It really does take a team, you know, to even walk through the day. So I really want to encourage people to open their eyes and look around and be generous, be the first one to offer the help or the kindness. And I think it will be received right now in big ways.
That's beautiful. That's really beautiful. We forget.
Yes.
We get so caught up sometimes in our own little lives.
Yeah, because we're sad too. I get it. I'm sad too, but I don't want to spread sadness.
Mm-mm. And you know, I say this all the time, but make every day the best day of your life.
Yes, but isn't that such a balance? Because tomorrow may come.
It might.
It might.
It might not.
It might not. It's the big. I always tell Plum, my youngest daughter, I said, "Oh, Plum," I said, "life is the biggest gamble." It's exciting, you know, it's roulette like 24/7, but it is the biggest gamble. We had a big discussion. One of our dear friends passed away. Well, Plum was like right in this time of her life where she didn't want to go to school. And it turned into like, why am I going to school? You know, and it was like this big discussion that you have as a parent, as a kid, is like, it's a gamble, babe. You're right. If today was the last day, would I go to school? No, I wouldn't go to school. But there may be tomorrow. So what's the risk factor today?
There may be tomorrow. And I know there's going to be tomorrow, but because I'm getting a new trailer. And I have a new puppy. So we finally got quiet. Thank you very much. So, all right. Well, Amy, thank you for sharing your time and space with me and with all of us out there in our viewer land. I'm so delighted. And again, it's been such a pleasure. It's been so great to have been with you over the last 20 years, on and off.
Truly a pleasure. Truly
On
a
and off and on and off. And just to share with our people, what goes on, what it's like to be an artist and a well-known dance superstar, global traveler,
It's awesome.
Harley rider. So thank you everyone out there in Heart and Hustle Land. Again, I am your tribal hostess, Paulette Rees-Denis. I'm so happy that you've been here to join us. And make sure you have signed up to my newsletter at www.paulettereesdenis.com, so you can also get all of Amy's information and links and the photos and see all that's happening in the world. Man, we got lots of stuff going on. So thanks for being here. Many blessings to all of you. Mwah. And Amy, I love you.
I love you.
All right.